can't work right now. Business is damaged. So Zach, of course, we're just hoping that the winds that they saw last week are something they never see again as they try to contain the fire still burning out
and
that
we
way.
know living down here, it's not about the here and now. It's about
The
3
long
months
term.
from now,
Yep.
6 months
Exactly.
from now. It's the recovery that just takes forever. And,
Yep.
On top
not
of-
forgetting about those people from our perspective
Right.
as we go in the future months.
On top of people in North Carolina who had damage from hurricanes this season, and people in Florida who had damage, and people in, it's just a lot.
It's a lot. Let's talk about our weather, because there's a lot going on in our weather, especially when we get to next week. Now, right now, this morning, there's really not a lot going on in our weather. It's cloudy, it's gloomy, it's somewhat on the chilly side because it's damp outside. We've had these light sprinkles passing on through. You might see about 2 raindrops hit your windshield. That's about it. We still have a very dry air mass underneath this cloud deck. That's more in the mid-levels and upper levels of the atmosphere, but that's your gloomy sky, and that's the sky you're going to get throughout the course of your Wednesday. Maybe we get like 1 peak of sun, but that's probably it. We're not going to see any type of sustained sunshine through this afternoon. That'll hold our temperatures in the 50s, so we'll stay cool throughout the day. There'll be a breeze, and we will likely get more and more showers as we work towards the afternoon, and especially this evening. I think by sunset or just thereafter, we're actually going to get this boundary working its way past us. Widespread rain shower activity, widespread, enough to have the ground pretty saturated once we get into tonight. Nothing too heavy, though. We're not anticipating any type of flooding rains, but it'll be consistent enough to make for a wet Wednesday evening till about midnight. Then we start to clear that out. Speaking of clearing out, tomorrow the sun's back. And we're also back to the 60s. A good feeling 62 for your Thursday, 66 on Friday, 70 on Saturday, and then here comes the bottom falling out. Arctic front moves through Sunday morning. Windy and much colder. Sunday we likely stay in the 40s, and these are your highs next week, 38 and then 34 by Tuesday. It might be a struggle for some areas to get above freezing once we get into next week. Let's focus on why this is happening. Okay, where's this cold coming from? The source region is basically the other side of the globe, the other side of the pole. It's all because of this high pressure is going to pop itself all the way towards Alaska. That changes the trajectory. Instead of the air mass coming into Canada from the Pacific, the air mass starts to come straight out of the north. That is what we call a cross-polar flow. That cross-polar flow grabs that frigid air. It sends it straight towards the Gulf Coast next week. So we know for sure we're going to get frigid cold starting Sunday and continuing really for much of the entire week next week. The question becomes, do we get enough moisture riding over the Gulf to see a Gulf Coast winter storm? Models keep wavering back and forth. We know how this works down here. It is very difficult to forecast, especially 6 to 7 days out. If we were up north, it would be very difficult to forecast 6 or 7 days out, but there's certainly the potential there that some kind of wintry mix may happen along the Gulf Coast when we get into next Tuesday. That's what the forecast is showing. That's why you hit a 34 for a high. It is going to be a struggle to get above freezing. So I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, my weather app's telling me. Your weather app's not the Fox 8 weather app. Fox 8 weather app's going to tell you the wintry mix is a possibility. It's not going to tell you 6 or 7 inches of snow is coming. I can tell you right now that there are just too many question marks to get into the specifics like totals from that perspective. It's just something we have to watch and wait.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to figure out what it's going to do to the roads and, you know, what that threat's going to be like for next week, too. But for now.